What is up, you guys? My name is Aubrey and this is my channel, and today we're going to be talking about the EIDL grant because it seems like there's a lot of counties and cities around the country who are offering EIDL grant alternatives. So today I'm going to be giving you a few examples of this, and I will be giving you some information on how you can figure out if this is being done in your county or in your city. So let's get started. Now, by now, we are almost into September, and we should all know that the EIDL grant program ended now about 2 months ago. And though you can still accept and apply for the loan portion of the program, you cannot apply and accept the free money grant portion of the program. And with that, I have people that reach out to me on an almost daily basis now asking me if I know of any other ways to go about applying for either a grant or a forgivable loan. And that brings me to the point of today's video, because there are a lot of cities, a lot of states, and a lot of counties that are offering their own form of the EIDL grant to their small business owners. In fact, I live in the Dallas area, and the city of Fort Worth is offering a small business grant to eligible small business owners. The county I live in, Collin County, is offering up to $25,000 to eligible small businesses who saw a 15% loss or greater during the COVID-19 pandemic. And there are a lot of other counties throughout Texas that are doing very similar programs. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. You guys are probably wondering why I am boasting about the fact that Texas or my county are offering these small business grants, because the vast majority of you do not live in my county, in my city, or even in my state. And that brings me to the point of all of this. Whenever I found out that Collin County, Fort Worth, Texas were offering these types of programs, I started doing research on my end to see what other counties, cities, and states were offering the exact same type of programs. And the answer to that is there are a lot of counties doing these types of programs for their small business owners. So if you are a small business owner and you live in California, if you live in New York, if you live in Ohio, if you live in virtually every single state that there is, and if you've been impacted by COVID-19, chances are there may be some sort of resource that your city, your county, or your state has implemented in order to help you make ends meet. Now, unfortunately, there was far too many programs that I can't name them all here in this video, but what I would encourage you guys to do is I would encourage you to look up on Google small business grants in blank county, or small business grants in blank state, or small business grants in blank city. And if you search that on Google, then there will be a number of different resources that come up. Oftentimes, you will inevitably find some sort of state-funded or city-funded program for small businesses that your city, state, or county has implemented, but you may also find some privately funded grant programs as well. The other option is to contact your state or local representatives as well and to ask them to point you in the right direction of how you can go about getting a grant or a forgivable loan. There are a lot of programs out there that exist for business owners like you who may be struggling through this pandemic, and it is simply a matter of reaching out and trying to find the right people in order to help you find those programs to take advantage of. Now, the important thing to keep in mind is that these programs that are implemented either on a state, on a county, or on a city level, they are going to look different than the EIDL grant program. I get asked all the time from people, what is a program like the EIDL grant that I can apply to? And the answer to that question is there isn't one. That program was kind of, in my opinion, a once-in-a-lifetime program. The application process was far too easy. The benefits were far too good, and the process was just far too simplified that it was a breeding ground for fraud. And cities and governments and privately held companies that are offering similar grant programs, they are going to ensure that their money is going to eligible and valid recipients. And because of that, they are surely going to require more information. So if you're somebody who is wanting to apply and take advantage of these programs that are offered to you on a state, city, or county level, make sure that you're prepared to fill out an application. You're prepared to provide documentation for why you need grant money. You will almost certainly need some sort of information regarding LLC filings. You will almost certainly need information regarding P&Ls and losses during the pandemic. You will most definitely need to provide information regarding what your business is, what your business does, and the history of your business. The fact of the matter is the application process will be much more strenuous than it was for the EIDL grant program, and rightfully so. I think that it absolutely should be harder. So that is something that I want to make sure that all of you guys understand, is that if you're borrowing money, be prepared to work for it. Don't expect for this city and state and county to just write you a blank check because you asked for it. You're going to have to provide information, you're going to have to prove that you need it, and you're going to have to provide any documentation that you require, and that may require work on your part. But with that being said, you guys, I really highly encourage encourage you guys to look up on Google and figure out what grant programs are being implemented in your state, in your city, or in your county. If you can't get a solid answer from Google, I would encourage you to call your city or state representatives and see if they know of any programs. The fact is that there are so many government municipalities offering these types of grant programs to their small business owners. And I think that there are a lot of you watching this that may be eligible for these grants. You simply are going to have to do the work in order to find them. There is money and resources at your disposal to help you in your small business that a lot of you guys could take advantage of, but it's going to require work on your part in order to find that. And even though the federal government seems to be taking their sweet time passing the most recent stimulus bill, there are a lot of cities, states, and counties that are really stepping up to the challenge of combating COVID-19. And I highly encourage you guys to do your research and to figure out what your city, state, and county is offering for you and for your small business. I am sure that there is some sort of resource out there that will highly benefit you. And that is why I wanted to make this video, because that was something that I did not know that my county was doing until recently. And then that kind of opened me up to an entire world of these local governments really providing great programs to small business owners. And I think it is incredibly helpful, and I think it is not widely publicized enough. And so with that being said, you guys, I hope that you found this video helpful. I didn't even realize that there was states and counties and cities doing these types of things until recently, so I was sure that there was a lot of you who probably also didn't realize that this was a thing either. But there are certainly resources out there for you. It's just a matter of going out and finding them. Also, a friendly reminder, I am giving $1,000 away to a eligible small business. You can find that video where I talk about this in the description below. That will give you all the details on how you can apply for this $1,000 grant, so make sure to check that out. And while you guys are at it, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys in the next video.